Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading for January 15th to the 21st. I'm Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do that now, please, and thank you. So I'm going to jump right into the reading. We are using the Colette Baron Reid Good Tarot. I've clarified with one card from the Medicine Woman Tarot deck. And at the end of the reading, we're going to pull an oracle card for further guidance or insight into this reading, or perhaps just for the week in general. So, we have the Nine of Earth at the bottom of the deck, and this is sort of the overall energy of the reading. This card talks about financial success, physical pleasures, feeling like you sort of have everything you need, and you're making the most of it, and you're really enjoying it in a physical sense, in a material sense. Now, to begin the reading, we actually have crowning you here is the Chariot. And in this deck, this card is also called Victory. But this card speaks to movement, controlling the reins of the, you see these two horses, and they represent aspects of you, or perhaps of a situation in your life. And it talks about controlling which way you're going. But the horses are not actually on reins. It's more your will and harmonizing the light and shadow aspects of yourself. This card also talks about timing, and that, you know, this victory is something that you're going to have to move toward and put your effort into and focus on. And it's not a victory that, you know, happens overnight. This is a long-term goal. And you actually have 4 major arcana in this reading for this third week of January. So these are energies that aren't just, you know, tightly wound into one week, but this is really, you know, energy is fluid, so this could be going on for, you know, the rest of the next few months, or perhaps even going out into a year, or even, you know, something around that. After the Chariot, we've got the High Priestess, the Five of Air, and the Magician. So right off the bat, what I'm seeing here for you in terms of the whole picture here is that this is not the week to rush into something. This is a week of slow and steady progress. There might be some conflict and tension. This could be with others that you are dealing with. This could be aspects of yourself. Okay? And this conflict is with the Five of Swords. And that talks about perhaps getting into an argument over ideas, opinions. Maybe you have words with someone. Or maybe you're just not on the same page. Okay, now this reading in particular is not really telling me exactly what area of your life, because also this is a general reading. This could be your work, this could be relationships, this could be if your family, this could be any particular situation that you're in, or that or that you're experiencing at this time. Now, with the High Priestess and the Magician here, and the Five of Air between them, I sort of get the feeling that either there are people, you being one of these people, and you're having a conflict with this other person. Now, perhaps one of you is more intuitive, more spiritually inclined. The other one is more about sort of, you know, putting their will into things and just creating things, right? Sometimes the Magician can also be manipulative. So either one of these aspects, these could be two aspects of yourself, sometimes not being aligned with spirit, because the High Priestess can definitely be talking about the divine, could talk about hidden knowledge, secrets, your spirit, your soul, whatever it is that, you know, that divine energy. And perhaps you're not really in alignment with what it is that you are putting your will into creating, because you have the Five of Air right in the middle. So that could be aspects of yourself. There could be conflict with you and someone that could be represented by one of these cards, the Priestess or the Magician. And with the High Priestess here, we have underneath there, we have the World card. And the World really talks about slow and steady, and how timing has a lot to do with what is going on right now. Timing. It can talk about completion, but more in a sense of you having everything there that you need. Or completion in a sense of that you're ready to go to the next, on to the next thing. And below the Five of Air here, next to the World card, we have the Two of Air. This can sometimes talk about having to make a decision. It also can refer to conflict under the surface, something simmering below the surface, especially with the Five of Swords above it. It can talk about definitely not rushing into something, to sort of take a step back and wait. And so does the Five of Air. I mean, usually people don't want to have conflict. Some people do. If you want to avoid conflict, and I do, you know, sometimes you need to have conflict in life. Sometimes you have to, or sometimes there's just no avoiding it. But it's not the week to push or press your ideas on others. It's more about slow and steady movement toward your goals. Okay, and maybe some of you are waiting for a new opportunity to come in, and that is coming. You have the Ace of Fire here, that's the Ace of Wands. And this talks about a new opportunity. It also talks about a new beginning, or some aspect of yourself, like feeling a renewed sense of creative power. Or perhaps being inspired to create something new, or just sort of the divine. Certainly, it's a divine inspiration. Talks about being inspired, motivated for something new, or feeling something new. And maybe that's what you're trying to bring into your life. Some new. Maybe you want a renewed sense of something. You want to feel some, you know, maybe you get, because Gemini, you do perhaps get bored easily. Maybe you need something new to constantly keep you feeling content. You know, maybe you've reached this place of like, okay, I've got this, I have this, you know, like now what? Now what? What's next? What's next? And whatever's next can be a very long-term, because even here we have the Medicine Woman deck. We actually got the World card as the clarifying card for the reading, as further insight. It does have a little bit of a different meaning, but it's still the same card. And again, it talks about slow and steady. And so does this. So maybe you're looking for something long-term that's going to keep you feeling this way for a long time to come. Like not losing that spark, that divine spark. This could be in a relationship. You know, maybe you need somebody who keeps you on your toes a bit. Literally. Literally. On your toes. And you could be bringing in a new relationship. So, whatever it is that you're looking to manifest in your life, now is not the week to push too hard. It's more about, you know, looking within, listening to your intuition, slow and steady, no pushing too far, not really, I would say with the 5 of air and the 2 of air here, it's not a good time to get into an argument either. It's more of a time to engage, if you can, in more diplomatic or, you know, peacemaking relations. I'm just looking here to see what else. Because the way I see it is that this crowning card and this last card here, they work together. You know, this is the divine spark that gets you to rein stuff in and gets you moving again. Gets you in perhaps a new direction. Maybe you're looking for a new direction to go in. You're looking to create something new. And the only way you can create something new is knowing that you have that divine, universal energy, whatever you want to call it, your purpose. That has to be the motivating force in order for it to truly be in order for it to manifest the way you're hoping for it to. Most of us are looking to have this creative feeling inside of us, this divine spark, this, you know, whatever it is that gets you moving. And if you're only trying to create things, you know, with your mind and with your intellect, then you're not really using your creative powers. So maybe there is some kind of disconnect between, you know, your intuition, your thoughts, and what it is that you're trying to create. And I think you know, it's instead of trying to force something to come into being, it's really, the cards are really asking you to slow down, slow down. Because the key, you see this keyhole here? Really, she is the key. This High Priestess is the key. You know, and it's about aligning yourself with your inner self, with your spiritual side. And really knowing what it is that, you know, bring more harmony between, you know, this spiritual side and what it is that you're putting your will into, so that you can find this victory. You know, and a victory can be, you know, in terms of a new project that you get off the ground. It could be something as simple as harmonizing these different aspects within yourself. And sevens also represent spirituality, and you have the Chariot here. So I think this conflict is coming between your intellect and like what your spiritual side. Sometimes what the spirit is asking of us, or, you know, what the things that sort of bring us to that place of bliss, if you will, or blissful path, the intellect sometimes, you know, pushes it off. Like, that's just silly. Or that's just, you know, that doesn't make sense. But sometimes we have to listen to the things that don't make sense. Now, I do want to say that if you are looking to start a new partnership with someone, if you're looking to get into a partnership with someone in any sense, it's important to wait, because this person could have some secrets here and they could be manipulative. Okay? So I wouldn't, like, if you meet somebody who just seems so awesome and wonderful, I'm not saying, you know, to write them off, but to get to know them a bit before you give them your whole heart and, you know, you envision yourselves, you know, getting married and having, you know, 5 babies. Just, you know, this person could be out for themselves and could be manipulating the situation. And they could be looking to manipulate for in some kind of a long-term way. And that could also be you. You could be manipulating yourself, lying to yourself in some way. Choosing not to see something. Choosing not to see something. I mean, it could mean a lot of different things. But it isn't the week to rush into something. So let's just see what the Medicine Woman Tarot. The present is my point of power. All light, all love, all energy pass through me now, creating ongoing beauty, balance, and awakening on the path toward infinite bliss. From death, the pause of perfect peace, I am born to dance on top of the world. So this is talking about moving toward peace and harmony, and recognizing the worth of not just your contributions, but also the contributions of others, the worth of the resources that you have that you can utilize. And it also talks about how in the World card, the dancer, she holds 2 wands in her hands, which speak of the male and female life force and of bringing those polarities into harmony. And maybe right now, this harmony isn't there yet. There's still some things that are conflicted, perhaps in your relationships or in your mind, or perhaps there's conflicts around you that are affecting you in some way. And there's also a freedom to this card as well. It's about being free. Maybe you're looking to free yourself from this conflict that goes on within, or some conflicting, you know, maybe you're involved in something that you don't feel connected with like you once did. And, you know, if it is this harmony and freedom that you're seeking, when you put the divine will with your will, there can be a victory for you ahead. So let's see what we've got for the Oracle card. We're going to pull 1 card from the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. So please give us 1 card for the Geminis for this 3rd week of January. 1 card for Gemini. That's the one that wants to come out. Okay, Willow. Let's see. Harmony. There's actually 2 cards that mean harmony in this deck. Harmony. My roots spread far in their quest for moisture. My ancient connection with the moon will help you to enjoy harmony in your own life and to create peaceful, loving relationships with the people around you. All willows are renowned for their ability to root easily. They are associated with the moon and the feminine. Several Greek goddesses are connected with the willow, including Artemis and Hera. Balili, who is the Sumerian goddess of the moon and the underworld, was said to live in willow groves. In Celtic Europe, harps were made from willow wood. For centuries, infusions of willow bark were used to treat fevers, and the salicylic acid this contains was eventually synthesized in aspirin. Show your respect for all forms of life, because this will help you to build a deep and lasting relationship with everything around you. Spread harmony and understanding, and treat others in the way that you would like them to treat you. Interesting. So, this talks about the moon goddess, and you can see here the high priestess. I don't know if you can, but there's the triple goddess here, the two moons and the full moon here in the center. And it talks about balance between the spiritual and material worlds. And that does seem to be what, you know, this is spiritual, this is material, right? Because this is like, this is manifesting in the material realm. And this is that conflict there. So strive for that harmony. Strive for harmony within. Strive for harmony in your relationships, so that you can bring, you know, more of that harmony into the world. And also, it's like I said, it's about having everything you need. Like this card shows you here, it's like stability, security, and appreciating all of that. Appreciating the people, seeing their worth and their value, seeing the value of the food on your plate, the value of the trees in your neighborhood or your backyard, the value of these things. And this card also talks about that as well. Building a deeper relationship with everything around you, and having respect for all forms of life. So I think that's really nice, and I'm going to pull one card here. This is just one little word for Gemini. We're going to pull one card. It's one word. Let's show you that. Pull one card for Gemini. Gemini. Truth. So that's just a word that you can perhaps meditate on for the week. Maybe about getting to the truth of things inside of yourself. Maybe not being manipulative, or not allowing yourself to manipulate yourself or be manipulated by others. Okay? So I do hope that this message gives you insight, help, or hope, or healing into your life in some way, or for some situation in it. And if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I ask you to, if you want further insight into your own situation, you can book a reading with me. The information is down below in the box below. And also, if you'd like to make a small donation to help grow this channel, that would be much appreciated as well. Thank you again, Gemini, for being here with me, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.